So, Benji, I got to tell you, I have not seen this much action in a while.
Oh, really?
So, in this market I'm talking about, we are seeing a big uptick in some new listings, some really cool stuff, some great deals coming on the market. So, I'm going to share some of that with you. And people are still partying up at the basin and skiing. So, we'll touch a little bit on what's happening. And developers take another run at Dillon. So, we're going to touch on that. It's a swing and a miss.
Ever dreamed of living in the heart of the Colorado mountains? Join me, Matt Dayton, Breckenridge native, Olympian, and mountain real estate expert. Here on the Ski Summit Show, we dive into everything you need to know about buying, investing, and living in iconic ski towns like Breckenridge, Frisco, and Keystone. From mountain real estate trends to investment opportunities, we bring you on the inside to help you make the most of your mountain life.
So welcome to the Ski Summit Show, number 113, your go-to source for market updates and what's happening in Summit County real estate and other fun stuff. I'm joined with the man, the myth, the legend, Benji with Benji Does. Thanks for being here, Benji.
Howdy do. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for keeping all this together. So what do we got going on for today?
Well, the first thing we have is what's happening in the summit. And we've got a concert series coming in, Shaken at the Basin, the spring concert series.
Yeah, so Basin, Arapahoe Basin ski area up on the pass. They are still going strong with good snow, and they're doing some fun concert events. So they got one this weekend. Who do we got going? Who do we got playing this weekend?
Schaefer Brothers Band. And here's their website. I'll bring it up too.
I listened to these guys just a little bit, a little sample that they got on their website, and they sound pretty fun. So I definitely think that'll be a fun one to get up to. Get a nice little beach spot, front row at the Arapahoe Basin, get some spring skiing. Temperatures aren't getting too cold at night, but generally this time of year, you want to let things soften up a little bit. Warm up with the snow before you go out skiing. So I think this one will be a fun one to check out. And then also Friday night, we don't have a link to this, but Friday night at the pad in Silverthorne from 7 to 10 p.m. That's going to be a fun little local band playing down there, my buddy Rob Schmidt. So we're going to go check him out. So if you're around on Friday evening at 7 o'clock, the pad down in Silverthorne, go check that out.
Alrighty. Well, that moves us into the ski news summit section of the website of the show. And it looks like there's been a split vote in Dillon over some developer stuff. What are they doing now?
You know, I really want to see Dillon put together something like there's an old school contingent that seems like they just don't want to see anything done in Dillon, just keep it the way it is. Okay, I get it. And then there's this other contingent that's like, we need to revitalize this town. We need to get some more things going on in here. So this proposal was going to be for a new building. I like this. The architecture of it looks sharp. It was going to be a restaurant on the first floor, something to bring people into town. Dillon needs a main street. It really does. So it's just kind of right now I feel like it's a hodgepodge of commercial office spaces, a restaurant, a coffee shop, but it's just like doesn't have much consistency. So this would put a nice building right on kind of that main street, ground level. Office spaces on the second floor, makes sense. Restaurant on the first floor, and then some residential stuff up on the top floor. But it was a split vote for 3-3 with the development project and those that are kind of voting on that in authority. So it did involve some donation, practically some donation of town land. So I think that's what they didn't like and why it got shot down. But, you know, maybe something more will come of this. It's what they call a blighted building right there on the corner.
Here's the picture of it there.
Yeah, so it's kind of an older, the building's just been sitting there. I think it was some offices at some point, but it's definitely a good location.
Yeah.
To do something like this. So I'd love to have a new restaurant in Dillon. That would be super cool.
Yeah, this looks sweet compared to what's there right now. You'd get a lot more foot traffic. It'd be more interesting. And like you said, it'd make it like a main street.
Yeah, no, they just need more of this kind of stuff on that main street. Shops, restaurants, reason for people. The amphitheater is awesome because it brings people into Dillon. But that main street corridor, it's like there's just nothing really all that exciting on there. You got the post office in the best location on Main Street.
They have a bar in the post office.
Maybe now you're onto something.
I am.
I
Freedom.
could get a bar, maybe some beers on tap. Now we're
Best
talking.
post office ever. Alrighty, well, that moves us into the market in a minute part of our production that says there's an uptick in pending sales for the week. I'm gonna get my head out of the way so you can show us all the data.
Absolutely. So here we have, I'm looking at right now, we got new listings by week. So we're trending, you can see we're consistently trending in 2025, that dark black line above 2023 and 24.
Okay.
Last year in 24, we saw this big spike here, 103 new listings. So maybe that's in store for us.
Maybe.
And you saw a couple other spikes, 78 listings. So right now we're at about a little under 650 listings in Summit County for residential. So still fairly low inventory, but we could see that shoot up by a couple hundred here, possibly within the next few weeks as we go into summertime, which will really change some things. We've seen a little bit of a spike here in new listings or new things going under contract. So that's encouraging. It's trending in a good direction. So that could mean good things for the market. See new listings, new activity, new choices for buyers and sellers with opportunities to sell their property. Over the past week, this is kind of what we've seen as far as properties going under contract. So Breckenridge, if we take a quick look down here, you can see that mostly condo stuff closer to the ski area. Most of these in the rental zone, so zone 1. So available for short-term rental with only a couple outside of that zone 1. If we go up north here to Frisco, had a measly 1. Keystone had a couple of condos go under contract. And then Silverthorne and Dillon saw some activity with a mixture of single family homes going under contract. 4.5 was the highest one. Most of these single family homes, the location really seemed like it was a good location, around $1.2 million, $1.3 million range on those guys. Great location here on that guy. And then there was a few condos, one on the river here in the town core, and then a couple other single family homes up here with some good views, good locations as well. So we're seeing some movement, a little bit more of those kind of, I would say, maybe call them cream puff type properties. Those are definitely moving. We're seeing that activity, and it's still, kind of gray and chilly out here. So it's in our mud season right now.
Mud season. That sounds so gross. All right.
Yucky and cold.
That pushes us along into the listing of the week. And this week we've got commercial and residential listings. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So I figured I'd put in a plug for this one since we were talking about the Dillon town core. Okay. This one's a great opportunity. It's right downtown in Dillon, close to, what they've got for shops and restaurants. I know I kind of downplayed that a bit, but we're going to see a lot of opportunities coming into the town of Dillon once some of these developments finally get pushed through. And this is a 5,000 square foot office space building. It's commercial. It could be used for some different things, but it's definitely, I think, a good opportunity for somebody that has some vision for what Dillon's going to come in the future. We continue to see that push for people to do that. These developers that are looking to do stuff, they see opportunity. So this building, that whole first floor there that you can see, is available for sale for about 1.9 million. It could be split into 2. That's an option, or it's available for rent as well. So contact us for that if you have any interest or questions about it.
Very cool. Here are the residential listings. This first one is 9876 Ryan Gulch Road, number 206. We've had listings on Ryan Gulch Road before.
We had one just like this, actually. Same building, same corner, everything right up there. Sold that for closer to about $600,000, and it's real similar in size. So I think this one is a really good opportunity for somebody. This is a great spot. You got trail access right there. You got the mountain access to, it'd be Buffalo Mountain for hiking and backcountry skiing, and Rainbow Lily Pad Lake close by. You can get up there. So I think this is a pretty sweet spot. And $409,000. This is a steal.
It really is. Yeah.
And this is going to go like that. I know the challenges are that, do difficult to get a short-term rental license right now.
Yeah, okay.
It
I was
could be a
just going to
couple
ask
years
about
out. We
that.
talked about that a bunch. And HOA dues are higher on these, but that said, this is a really, really good deal.
What's the deal with the STR license? Is it just backed up or something?
So when the county put into place caps on the short-term rental licenses, so they just don't have any available right now until we see some attrition with these going on, properties going under contract and more opportunity for future licenses becoming available.
I
So,
like this condo. This is
a good 2-bedroom on the corner with lots of light. So I'm gonna try to sell this one.
a good looking spot.
Definitely. Nice deck.
Covered.
Yeah, and you got covered parking too, which is pretty sweet.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So then the next one.
This one's going to be crazy.
This
2.2
is
million.
cool.
This is 50 Lichen Lane, Keystone, Colorado.
So this is in the Keystone Ranch area. Really nice neighborhood. You're right around the golf course. Quiet, big lots, lots of nice separation from other homes. And this one is a fantastic location. And you can
close to it.
see you just got that golf course right out there. It's going to be a good spot. And the price point on this one, you're in the 400s a square foot for the price per square foot, and it's just a sweet location. So
Pretty house too.
it is. 2-car garage, nice lot, nice sun. Somebody's gonna snag this one up in no time. This is a sweet listing. Pretty dated, needs some updating for sure. But as long as it's got some good bones, I think this one's a really good deal.
I love the green leather couch.
You gotta love it.
We had a green leather couch. I think we even had these rolling chairs in my house growing up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with a little bit of Southwest mix in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely. It's got the gold. It's got the gold.
My OCD is going crazy right now. Can you guess why?
The lines. You're like, can you straighten that tile out?
I can't buy this home.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Plenty of bears and moose.
Good looking basement.
Yeah, nice rec room. You got plenty of place to send the kids and entertain themselves.
I love this space. I think it's great. I like more than anything else the location of the house.
The
definitely-
location, the size. It's like, I think it's like 7 bedrooms. This is a screaming deal.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I like that it's right as you come in the ranch back there. So some of them you kind of got to wind up further back in, but this one's right there at the beginning. So anyway, that's a pretty good one. I think that's worth checking out, and somebody ought to snag that up pretty soon, and I bet that they will. So, well, that concludes our show. Thanks so much for joining us. This has been the Ski Summit Real Estate Show. And if you liked this episode, found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Either way, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you in the mountains sometime soon.